I would like to discuss what has become a practical issue today, and that is the rights of so-called transgenders. In this case, I'll talk about transgender women, that is men who have undergone certain bodily changes, adopting the genitalia of women, and now they identify as women and they want to be recognized as women and accorded the full rights of women. And this has become a problem because there is a big disparity over here. The Torah clearly believes that there are two distinct sexes. It says that God created the humans in his image, in the image of God, that's the divine soul. Male and female created he them. So there's such a thing as a male, there's such a thing as a female. Now, it's true that there are men that want to adopt the secondary characteristics of women. Feminist types of dress, cross-dressing, and wearing makeup, and conducting oneself as a woman. Okay, fine, but you're not a woman. You're a male who's trying to imitate a woman, and that can go even further. Just because you've adopted certain types of bodily organs, and just because you look like a woman, does not make you a woman, because your gender is determined by birth. Now, therefore, it seems to me, I'm not going to get into all the issues, whether it's permitted to do such a thing, and so on and so forth. From a Torah point of view, that's a different discussion. But I believe it's a matter of fairness, it's a matter of honesty. That is, in America, you live, do your own thing. Live your life as you want. You want to live your life as a woman? Okay, fine. I certainly have no objection. It's not my problem. It's not my business. But it's not fair when you impose all of the things that you want for yourself, when you impose it on others. And that is on other women. So, for example, in the area of sports competition, a lot of women are upset. That is, they've trained and they have their competitions and their tournaments. They want to compete against women. Now, when you have a transgender male competing against them, it's kind of unfair, because the competition is based upon the biologically speaking, they have the attributes of men, the strength of men, their sports capabilities and talents. So it's not really fair. Who should transgenders compete against? Well, they should compete against men, it seems to me, or there should be a separate category. Now that we have a new phenomenon of transgender, so then they should compete against other transgenders. But why would you compete against a woman? Just because you're imitating the ways of a woman does not make you a woman, and it's just not fair. It's an invasion of their space. You should have separate lockers. You should respect their privacy. As far as they can see, you're a man, and you're a man coming into their lockers. And that's a violation of their privacy and makes them very uncomfortable. Also, they've trained for years, and to win a championship, they expected to compete against other women. That's fair. Not against men who have adopted the characteristics of a woman. That's a completely different category, and it seems to me that it's dishonest. If these people had any, of course, they're very, very sensitive about their rights, and everybody else has to, be cognizant of their rights and so on and so forth. What about the rights of non-transgenders? What about the rights of women? What right do you have to claim that you're the woman's champion when you're not the woman's champion? You're a transgender who beat women in a sporting event. I would say that women athletes who've trained, and it's very important to them in a competition, I would not participate in any competition that allows transgenders in, because this competition is exclusively for women. And it's just not fair when you're adding a separate element. And it's a violation of truth, because you're not the winner. If a transgender male or female now, if he, she, whatever you want to call it, wins the tournament, so it's just not fair. Because the tournament was made for women, for actual women, not for men who've decided to adapt the characteristics of women, that's an entirely separate category. And I think it's very important that the rights of men, the rights of women, and the rights of transgenders too should be respected. But everybody has to respect the rights of the other group.